pizza. Grouse is across the street. But she said it was canceled today.
Anticipating the rain.
The baseball game. He said it was,
Yeah, oh yeah, the Guardians put out a notice that
it's already been canceled.
it's not going forward.
Must be bad storm.
Last night.
Yeah, 5-6.
It is now 6 o'clock on the 5th of June, 2024. I would like to call to order the meeting of the Plain Township Zoning Board of Appeals. Roll call, please.
Ms. Cernova,
Here.
Mr. Reichel,
Present.
Mr. Schultz,
Here.
Mr. Pusilides,
Here.
Mr. Beck,
Here.
Mr. Sutton.
Here. Some of our members have additional roles, and I will describe those at this point. Ms. Cernova is here in order to do one of two things. In the event a regular member is unable to attend, she will step in as an alternate. Similarly, if a regular member must recuse themselves from voting on a bid, she will step in to take their place. Mr. Pusilides, to my immediate left, is the secretary, and Mr. Beck, to my immediate right, is the vice chairman. Thomas Ferrara is the Plain Township zoning director. He's at the extreme left. And Megan Bardwell is the zoning assistant for Plain Township, and she's under the clock.
No.
No?
No,
No.
It's court reporter.
yeah, she's court reporter.
Oh,
I don't think Megan ever comes.
Megan never comes.
my apologies.
She puts up with enough during the day.
Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, it stands as presented. I'm going to bypass the reading of the statement of duties. Excuse me, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 1st meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Reichel,
Yes.
Mr. Solz,
Yes.
Mr. Pusilides.
Yes.
Mr. Beck,
Yes.
Mr. Sutton.
Yes. We have no unfinished business. We have 3 appeals this evening. Fire department comments for all appeals are the same, so I don't want to waste anybody's time reading the same thing over again. The fire department has no recommendations or suggestions regarding this appeal. Okay. First appeal. Number 1383-23. Applicant agent Family and Community Services, Inc., 705 Oakwood Street, Suite 221, Ravenna, Ohio, 44266. Applicant requests the following: to construct an addition to an existing building with a side yard setback of 9.5 feet to provide 26 off-street parking spaces and to have 25 living units on less than an acre on the property located at 2915 33rd Street Northeast, parcel number 520-8942 and 3317 Maxine Avenue Northeast, 2812 34th Street Northeast, parcel 5216259. Section 705.3 minimum lot and yard requirements, 15.5 feet north and south yard setback variance, 25 feet required, 9.5 feet requested. Section 901.1A, schedule of required off-street parking spaces, 34 off-street parking space variance, 60 parking spaces required, 26 spaces requested. Section 705.1 purpose, 10 dwelling units per acre variance, 15 dwelling units per acre required, 25 dwelling units requested. The property is zoned R4, high-density multi-family residential district, and is located in the southeast corner of section 26. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of this bid? Would you raise your right hand, please? I do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I do.
Could you please state your name and address?
My name is Matt Slater. I live at 454 Palisades Drive, Akron, Ohio, 44303.
Did you sign in at the door, sir?
I did.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you. Again, I am Director of Development for Family Community Services, and we're back. I know this is a very complicated piece. We had a lot of moving parts that we had to do. I believe at this time we've accomplished all the things, including the road vacation, the replatting, all the items that the board had asked us to look at accomplishing. We're not really looking at increasing the number of density of who we serve. We're going from 24 to 25. I've been serving homeless vets long time now, since 2005. We think the parking variance, any of our facilities, we've never had really over 50% of our vets have a vehicle. So the parking spaces that we've identified would be more than enough between our residents and staff. And this will create a much better structure, safer environment for vets in order for them to get back on the street and back into permanent housing of their own. Yep.
Does anyone have any questions for this gentleman?
Are we still, sorry, go first.
Anyone else wish to speak in favor of this appeal?
Okay, I've had meetings with him. I live on the corner. Okay. Hi, I'm signed in.
Wait. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
And state your name.
Mary Jones.
Oh,
Mary Jones,
And your address?
3000 33rd Street Northeast, Canton, and the zip is 44705.
Okay.
Okay, we have met with this gentleman several times, and we went over what we would like, and we understand about the veterans, we really do. We agree with the 25 parking spaces they already have. What we did ask is for a privacy fence put up on the one side of the building, and that Bob, I forget his last name, has access to his garage in the back, and they agreed to that. So there's gonna be the privacy fence and an indent where he can back his equipment in and back into his garage for his lawn care business. We agree with what he's going. We understand there's gonna be construction work coming on, that it will be cleaned up each time, and we talked about the off-street parking that some of the veterans are doing on 33rd Street, and that's gonna be taken care of. We just wanna protect the kids in the neighborhood, and I think with what he's agreed to with us, that it's gonna be great for our veterans. So of connecting those two buildings, the other one's gonna be an office building, so we agree. We know the one side cannot be bent because of the fire hydrant, but the long side will be, privacy fence. So we agree with what they're doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else wish to speak in favor? Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and address.
Brad Olinger, address is 58174 County Road 2, Newcomerstown, Ohio, 43832. Just want to speak as the engineer on the project. I know you've read off the variances, you've seen what we're requesting. Just to reiterate a couple things, the setback requirement, we're requesting a 9.5 foot setback. That is currently what's existing there now. So that, I just want to reiterate that that wouldn't be a change from what's out there existing. As far as the max dwelling units per acre, again, just want to reiterate that while we're requesting 25 dwelling units, that's really only an increase of one additional person over what's being currently housed there now. So it wouldn't be a large increase. And then as far as the parking, currently with the staff remaining the same, we're only adding one extra person, but we're adding roughly 10 parking spaces more than what's currently there. And what's currently there is working for the most part. So just wanted to reiterate that, you know, the variances that we're asking for aren't a drastic change from what's existing now. So, thank you.
Any questions?
I have a question, but not from this gentleman, from Mr. Slater.
Okay.
From what Mrs. Jones has stated, you've had that discussion with her,
We have,
and you are agreeable to that privacy fence
absolutely.
as she states, with permission for the gentleman to be able to get into his garage.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to interfere with any of that.
Well, I love when a plan comes together. I really do, and I commend you for being open and honest and talking to these folks.
I can't say.
I just
enough.
wanted verification on that
Yeah.
fence. I want to make sure that her needs are being met.
100% we will put up that privacy fence and make sure that Bob can get his trailer in and out. I think it was just a misunderstanding, and it was, frankly, I wish we had more of this in the community, people looking out after their neighborhood. I've got no problem with that.
Absolutely.
No qualm, and we were able to sit down and work it out, so.
Well, we saw that at the last meeting, your discussion with the people out front, so. That's the only question I had.
Any further questions? Thank you, gentlemen. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor of this? Is there anyone who wishes to speak against it? Okay. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion. Appeal number 1383-23, applicant Agent Family and Community Service, Inc., 705 Oakwood Street, Suite 221, Ravenna, Ohio, 44266. Applicant requests the following: to construct an addition to an existing building with a side yard setback of 9.5 feet, to provide 26 off-street parking spaces, and to have 25 living units on less than an acre on the property located at 2915 33rd Street Northeast, parcel number 520-8942 and 3317, Maxine Avenue Northeast, 2812 34th Street Northeast, with parcel number being 5216259. Pertaining sections is section 705.3, minimum lot and yard requirements, 15.5 feet north-south side yard setback variance, 25 feet required, 9.5 feet requested. Section 901.1A, schedule of required off-street parking spaces. 34 off-street parking space variance. 60 parking spaces required, 26 spaces requested. Lastly, section 705.1, purpose. 10 dwelling units per acre variance, 15 dwelling units per acre required, 25 dwelling units requested. Now therefore, be it hereby resolved by the Plain Township Board of Zoning Appeals to grant the request.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Reichel,
Yes.
Mr. Solz,
Yes.
Mr. Pucilides,
Yes.
Mr. Beck,
Yes.
and Mr. Sutton.
Yes.
Again, I just want to commend you folks for both of your sides. You know, we saw that there was a little give and take at the last meeting, so you know, I wasn't joking when I said that I love when a plan comes together and when the neighbors can talk amongst each other and work things out. That's for all the better, all the best. So thank you for making that happen, and make sure Mrs. Jones gets her wishes, okay?
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we now move to the second appeal. Appeal number 1388-24. Applicant owner Andrew Garlock and Jenna Schaffner, 8,000 Vanderbilt Drive, Northwest, North Canton, Ohio, 44720. Applicant requests both a side and rear setback variance for a shed addition that was added on the property located at 8,000 Vanderbilt Drive, Northwest, North Canton, Ohio, 44720, parcel number 55-02529. The existing shed violates the following. Section 702.3, minimum lot and yard requirements. 1 foot setback from rear property line proposed. 10 foot required, 9 foot variance requested. 2 foot setback from side property line proposed. 10 foot required, 8 foot variance requested. The property is zoned R3, low density multifamily residential district, and it's located in the southeast quarter of section 5. Same fire department comments apply. Do I have a second? Do I have a motion? I'm sorry.
Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the appeal? Please come up to the podium. State your name and your address.
Jenna Garlock, 8,000 Vanderbilt Drive, Northwest, North Canton, Ohio, 44720.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming us back here tonight. Before I get started, I did want to verify the last time we were here, the zoning violation section was changed to 602.5, and I don't think that got changed on the paperwork on your side.
I'll check on it.
Okay, thank you. I'm here again with my husband, Andy Garlock, with regards to our shed. We were here, we first presented this appeal back in April, on April 3rd. During that time, there was question with regards to where the exact location of the shed was, because we both used surveys that we had previously had and manually measured. So it was requested by the board that we receive an official survey confirming the exact location of the shed, that it was on our property, and also we had discussed the location of the power lines that run into our home that would prevent moving the shed forward from that back variance or the back property line, to have OOPS come out to verify the location of that power line running into our home. I have presented the survey and the OOPS photos for you today. The survey does confirm that the shed is located on our property. The closest location of it though is a half a foot, not a foot as we had previously requested. And then the OOPS photos do confirm that the power lines run directly in front of the shed. So in order to move it forward because of the hill and having to dig into that area, that would prevent us from being able to do that in that specific area. Again, on the other side of the property, there is an easement for utilities, so we are unable to move it to that side of the property. As we had previously stated last time, the shed has been in its location since 2019. When the shed was originally installed, we do recognize that an application for a permit should have been submitted and accept responsibility for that. We are here before you today to again request that variance for the location of the shed, as it still is existing on our property as confirmed by the survey. And then also to move it forward, we would have to dig where those power lines are going into our home. And that is what I have for you. Thank you for your time.
Has anyone any questions? Is there anyone else to speak in favor of this? Is there anyone to speak against it? Please step forward. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Would you please state your name and address?
Melissa Henley, 2315 Rutgers Street, Northwest Northampton, Ohio, 44720.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so, you know, I do want to thank the Garlocks because they did put the bill for the survey. And I do not disagree that the shed is on their property. The issue is that they constructed an elevation that to put the shed upon, and that elevated landscape ties are on my property. So I have photographs that I took the day the survey was done. I'm happy to have them passed around. And so truly, the shed is on their property. However, the framing that the shed sits upon is not. You know, if I chose within my rights to construct a fence along the property line, if I ever wanted to replace that one, it's getting a little worse for wear. I think it's been there 20 years. I would not be able to construct it up to the property line because of that base that it is constructed on. So I feel like it's in violation of my rights. I also would have to disclose in a real estate disclosure agreement that there is an encroachment upon my property, which I feel like could prohibit a sale. You know, and my last point is a little bit more visionary, I'll say. You know, there is a master plan for Plain Township, and I think it's a great place to live, right? It's beautiful, it's close to a lot of things, and part of that beauty is because the laws have been maintained, you know, and I might assert that, you know, had a permit been pursued, we would have had this conversation a lot earlier, and the shed may be in a different place. A little, you know, fun fact, I have spent a few years as a compliance officer at a bank, and I would have to look at laws, and I would have to make decisions, and sometimes those decisions were tough, right, because they were marginal. And I feel like this is one of those times, right? And it would be similar to if I said, well, I would like to build an Olympic-sized swimming pool in my backyard. I would, of course, have to excavate, and I would have to do things. And you know what? My backyard is just, at the end of the day, not built for that. And so I am asking you to not grant the setback request, because even though the shed is slightly off the property line, in my opinion, it would have to be moved in order for that base to be removed from my property.
Anyone have any questions? Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak against this appeal? Do I hear a motion, please?
I had a question.
Yeah.
For Mrs. Garland. You indicated the building itself 6 inches, but I guess the base,
Sure.
is over by, what, 6 inches or something?
On that specific side, it's probably over maybe 4 inches. It's literally that back base.
Yeah, the back base, right?
And
Based upon the pictures.
yeah, and I do recognize that that's specific, because the way that the property is, it's literally just a part of it that goes over. The other end of it is not. My husband and I have talked about what options there would be to remove that from her side of the property. We would be able to move that back base off of her property and are willing to do that. That is definitely something that we could do.
All right, that's all I have. I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, unless there's other questions.
No, go ahead.
Appeal number 1388-24, applicant owner Andrew Garlock and Jenna Schaffner Garlock, 8,000 Vanderbilt Drive, North Canton. Applicant requests both a side and rear yard setback variance for a previously added shed addition on the property located at 8,000 Vanderbilt Drive. That's parcel 55-02529. The existing shed violates the following. I'm not sure if this is correct or not, section 602.5A3, there seems to be some issue raised with that, but.
Yes, it is. That's the side and rear yard.
That is the
setback.
correct, that's the correct section, okay. Accessory uses, buildings and structures, a 1 foot, actually a 6-inch setback from the rear property line is proposed, 5 foot is required, a 4 foot 6-inch variance is requested. I believe that would be more accurate. A 2 foot setback from the side property line is proposed, 5 foot required, 3 foot variance requested. Now therefore be it hereby resolved by the Plain Township Board of Zoning Appeals to grant the request.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
So,
We just made the motion, we've seconded it, now
Okay.
it's discussion stakes, so it's,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's over for purposes of public discussion.
Any discussion from the board?
My only comment is, I do think that, they have shown some practical difficulties, even though they essentially constructed the shed, in non-compliance with the zoning resolutions. We've dealt with this issue before, and I think based upon the testimony, it was done inadvertently. Certainly, we have required homeowners to move things before. I think, at least my opinion in this standpoint, given the fact as to the nature of the slope of your yard, the location of the utility lines, and the testimony that you provided, it's sufficient for me that you've met, the definition of the requirements that we would require for granting the variance. You've indicated that you're going to move the railroad tie or the gravel or whatever off of her property. I don't think that's actually part of the structure itself, so I'm not certain, we can't order you to do that. shed, that's certainly a civil matter between the two of you. But from my standpoint, I would be in favor of the appeal.
Any further comments? Thank you, sir. Roll call vote, please.
Me.
Mr. Rico,
Yes.
Mr. Schultz,
Yes.
Mr. Pucilides.
Yes.
Mr. Beck,
Yes.
and Mr. Sutton.
Yes. Okay, the appeal has been granted.
Thank you.
Work it out together.
We will.
You don't have to hang around, so if you wanna leave, you can.
Thank you.
We have one more appeal.
We have our third appeal. Number 1392-24. Applicant owner Norman Sager, 4956 Eshelman Avenue Northeast, Louisville, Ohio, 44641. Narla Setanayara, I hope I didn't destroy that too much. 4676 South Boulevard, Apartment 25, Canton, Ohio, 44708. Applicant is requesting a conditional use permit for a convenience store with a drive-through in a B1 neighborhood business district, parcel 51-11465, section 1101.1 G conditional zoning certificates. The conditional zoning certificate shall become void at the expiration of 1 year after date of issuance unless the structure, alteration, or land use has begun. The original conditional zoning certificate was issued on April 5th, 2023, under Appeal 1368-23. On April 5th, 2024, the conditional zoning certificate expired, which required applicants to obtain a new conditional zoning certificate. The property is zoned B1 Neighborhood Business District and is located in the northwest corner of Section 34. Same fire department comments apply. Anyone wish to speak in favor of the appeal? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please state your name and address.
Norman Sager, 4956 Eshelman Avenue Northeast, Louisville, Ohio, 44641.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Okay. Yes, this has been going on forever, and we're not happy about it as well, but the biggest delay was the ODOT meeting their terms, and that took several months in order to please regional planning. And in the meantime, the owner, Narla, forgot about it, I guess, basically, and let the permit lapse. So nothing has changed from the plans that were submitted originally. It's just misfortunate happenstance, so.
The time keeps clicking away.
It does, yes.
Does anyone have any questions?
Are we gonna see some construction this time?
We've got bids out for the construction process. And he's even been having trouble with the contractors, having even paid a couple of them and then they don't show up. And so we're on, I think, the third person, which is a bigger reputable contractor this time, so that shouldn't be an issue on that.
I don't have any other questions.
Any other questions for this gentleman? Anyone else wish to speak in favor of this appeal? Anyone wish to speak against this appeal? Do I hear a motion, please?
I'll make the motion. Appeal number 1392-24, applicant owner Norman Sager, 4956 Eshelman Avenue, Northeast Louisville, Ohio, 44641, Narla Satyanarayana, 4676 South Boulevard, Apartment 25, Canton, Ohio, 44708. Applicant is requesting a conditional use permit for a convenience store with a drive-through in a B1 neighborhood business district, parcel number 5211465, section 1101.1G, conditional zoning certificates. The conditional zoning certificate shall become void at the expiration of 1 year after date of issuance unless the structure alteration or land use has begun. The original conditional zoning certificate was issued on April 5th, 2023 under Appeal 1368-23. On April 5th, 2024, the conditional zoning certificate expired, which required applicants to obtain a new conditional zoning certificate. Now therefore be it hereby resolved by the Plain Township Board of Zoning Appeals to grant the request.
I will second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Reichel,
Yes.
Mr. Solz,
Yes.
Mr. Pucciolitis.
Yes.
Mr. Beck,
Yes.
and Mr. Sill.
Yes. That is it for tonight's agenda.
So I see we have a meeting for July 3rd. I will not be at that meeting. Is everyone else going to be able to make that meeting since it's the day before the 4th?
Call the office,
Somebody will have to take,
call zoning office.
okay. Somebody will have to take minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you going to be here, Rick? Yeah, okay.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. You did a pretty good job with this last night.
I don't know.
I was impressed.
Well, I hope he gets it done. You know, I need a cold beer, you know.
All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I want to stay here all
Motion
night.
carries.
Yeah.
Our zoning director said we could have a sleepover. I brought my,
What do you mean, we?
I brought my sleeping bag.
Well, congratulations.
And he's springing for pizza across the street.
Right.
Yeah. And we're gonna play old, Basil Rathbone films up on the TV.
The operative word is old.
Old. Horror movies. That they used to have on Big Chuck and, Little John, the Houlihan and all those guys. Basil Rathbone was always in them.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Peter Lorre.
Yeah, Peter Lorre.
Peter Lorre. I am Peter Lorre.
Hi, Ray. Such progress.
Bela Lugosi. Showing my age now.
Yes, you are.
Oh, those old glasses, you know, he was,
No, I don't. Sherlock Holmes.
Well, I can tell you, Tom, that I will not be available that night. We'll have to see what we can scare up in the office to show up,
All right.
because it's the night of the monumental 4th, and I drive for the monumental 4th, so.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do. I spend about 5 hours driving a golf cart back and forth over the city streets, transporting people in and out of the venue.